Sharon! The dogs have on the carpet again! Kelly, where'd you go? Kelly? Hey guys, it's Patrick. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesdays I talk about long hair. I'm really sorry for that absolutely terrible Ozzy Osborne impression. I am not any good with doing impressions, but I didn't have a subject for this week's long hair video and a comment. I keep getting this comment on my videos, so I thought that I would just talk about that. I have gotten so many comments that say that for some reason people think that I look like Ozzy Osborne with my hair at this length, which is interesting because I never really thought that there was any resemblance, especially because I grew up with Ozzy Osbourne. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. That was my kid and teenage years. He's a rock star. He was a rock star my whole life. And I've seen him through all the different incarnations. Never said, oh, he and I look alike because whatever. And I don't think that we look alike. I think that people, have this thing with guys with long hair that they try to immediately categorize you. And I figured that's what I would talk about today. It's been, I don't know, at least 10 or 12 times people have said Ozzy on my channel whenever I have uploaded a video. They also try to compare me to other folks. One of them is James May from Top Gear, who I'm not that familiar with because I don't watch Top Gear, but I've seen that. I've seen a couple of people say the older guys from The Lord of the Rings, which I actually did that for Halloween this past year. I went as Elrond from The Lord of the Rings because people had said, oh, you look like this guy. I've also gotten a number of people who say, oh, you look like Caitlyn Jenner. Mostly, I guess, to insult me. I don't know. I don't know if they think that it's insulting because they're comparing me to a woman, because they're comparing me to a trans woman, because they think that I'm not masculine enough, because I'm old and gay and have long hair, and they think that that's somehow going to make me mad. So I do want to address that too. If you are using that as an insult to anyone, please leave my channel. I don't want to see you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't have any time for that sort of nonsense. I'll just immediately delete your comment because I don't need people with small minds hanging out on my channel. I don't really care what your beliefs are one way or the other, but if you're going to come in and try to insult someone by talking about somebody who's been through whatever life circumstances that they've been through and want to demean people because you're going to compare them to a trans person, you're not going to get a rise out of me from that. One, I don't think that there's anything insulting about being compared with a trans person. Two, I think that it's terribly small-minded to use that as an insult. It's like using gay as an insult. I'm a gay man. I've been a gay man my whole life. I actually had somebody who put as a comment to one of my videos recently, said, is your boyfriend proud of your videos? And I'm like, well, yeah, he is. He shows up as, like, he's the dog to my George character. He also shows up on 3-ingredient recipes as a squirrel. I mean, if you're going to insult us for anything, being gay is like the least of them. The fact that I have like 10,000 puppets over here that we use to make videos, that's probably better fodder for that. So anyway, I mean, that's kind of a digression, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. If you want to insult me, be a little bit more, I don't know, original with it, and also don't prove yourself to be a bigot. Anyway, so yeah, I've gotten a couple of comparisons about what people think I look like, and whatever, I think that's interesting. But I think that it comes from this pattern that people have, that they want to categorize everybody. And one of the things that throws people off is that guys who are my age who have long hair generally are guys with beards. You know, you think of like your Willie Nelsons or your Kurt Russells, or God, there's not even that many. Sam Shepard, just guys with long hair tend to have facial hair as well. And because I choose to go without facial hair, they don't really know how that fits into a category. So they can only think of a couple of people who have no facial hair, but long hair at my age. And the one thing that comes to everybody's mind, because I'm brunette, because I don't know, maybe I look like I've been on a lot of drugs for a very long time. I hope not, but if so, they tend to say Ozzy, which is, you know, it's a thing. And it's just interesting how people want to put you in a number of different boxes based on who they think you are, based on what your style choices are. You know, I personally could not be further from a heavy metal rock legend if I tried. I am, you know, my music choices are different. I've never been in a band. I never have, I've never really been too much of a hard rock person, but people tend to think that that's the category that they can put you into is, you know, you are this because your hair is long. And that's one of those things that I think that we all should, if you are serious about growing your hair out, if it's part of your identity in one way or another, if it's an identity thing that, yes, I have long hair because I'm someone who's a musician, I'm a rocker, I really want to show that, I'm someone who is really interested in that sort of Harley Davidson kind of look, you know, that Sons of Anarchy kind of look, anything like that, that's cool, that's great. If you want to grow your hair out for any reason, I think that's a fantastic thing. The one thing that I would caution people who, if you have long hair or not, and you're meeting someone with long hair, is don't immediately put them into a box just because you think that you can make some assumptions about them just because they've grown their hair out to a certain length. There are many reasons why guys grow out their hair. There are many reasons why guys shave their heads. Many reasons why anybody wears the clothes that they do, decides to wear glasses or not, gets tattoos or not, all of that can be cultural signifiers, but they don't necessarily need to be. And also, don't immediately think that the thing that you are saying to someone is going to be either taken well or taken as an insult just because of your own preconceptions about what certain types of people are. And like I said, I have absolutely no tolerance for people who are, I guess, intolerant. I don't put up with it. I immediately delete that sort of stuff off of my channel. I don't have any time or patience for people who are going to be sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic, any of that. So if you're using that as an insult and you think that you're clever, one, you're not clever. Two, I just don't have time for you. So I guess just be good to yourself. Next week I should be back with another, hopefully more informative and less personalized message in terms of long hair. I'm here every Tuesday with long hair subjects for men who want to grow their hair long. On Thursdays I do 3-ingredient recipes, and on weekends George is here to talk about being good to self. Thanks so much for joining me. I will talk to you again soon.